What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Daniyelson Gaming. Thanks for tuning in. Let's get right into the video with some reaction and commentary on 10 hardest decision video games forced on you. Let's get into it.
Video games have always strived to give you an active way to choose what's going to happen, at least to some extent. Some of those decisions are easy, and some are massively difficult. Hi folks, it's Falcon, and today on GameRanks, the 10 hardest decisions video games forced on you. Starting off at number 10, it's the Bloody Baron quest line from The Witcher 3. The Witcher 3 kind of drops you right in to one of its best and most complex moral dilemmas. It's not that far into the game, and the question of how you deal with Philip Strenger, also known as the Bloody Baron, is not the easiest one. Not one I would want to have to deal with in real life, but damn, good quest line. Everything about this part of the game is shrouded in shades of gray. There's all these complex moral issues that go down, and there aren't really easy answers.
The Witcher 3. Have you guys played that? I've never played any of The Witcher.
Kind of drops you right in to one of its best and most complex moral dilemmas. It's not that far into the game, and the question of how you deal with Philip Strenger, also known as the Bloody Baron, is not the easiest one. Not one I would want to have to deal with in real life, but damn, good quest line. Everything about this part of the game is shrouded in shades of gray. There's all these complex moral issues that go down, and there aren't really easy answers. The central problem here is dealing with the Baron's family. Your main goal in his quest is to return his family to him, but there's a lot standing in your way. First, he's called the Bloody Baron. He is the hated ruler of the region who is unusually cruel, even for the world of The Witcher. He's a pretty brutal dictator, but Geralt tries to stay out of politics. In the end, you need his help to find Ciri anyway, which is the entire reason you're dealing with him in the first place. When you finally find the Baron's wife, Anna, she's under the control of the witches of Crookback Bog, taking care of a small orphanage of children.
What is that? Oh my gosh. That's like the guy off of Jujutsu Kaisen, the one dude that got tore up by Gojo's domain expansion.
This entire section of the quest has no good resolution. You could either rescue the children and leave Anna to her fate, rescue Anna, leave the children to be sacrificed to the bog witches. I mean, Sophie didn't even have to make that level of choice, really. And that's it. Those are the things that you're able to do.
We are forgiving creatures, but you allowed the children to escape.
They never wanted to flee. They liked it here.
Depending on what you tell the Bloody Baron, he either hardens his heart and becomes an even more brutal ruler, invades the bog and gets even more people killed, or he kills himself, because his entire family hates him. Which never stopped me, right? No, my family doesn't hate me. Just mild irritation, sometimes dislike. Not hate, though. But yeah, that makes old Baron off himself, which then leads to one of his lieutenants taking over, who is worse. One of the most common searches regarding this quest is trying to find the best outcome, but there isn't a best outcome. It's all bad. You can kind of try to make the best out of a bad situation, but there's not a good resolution for this one. At number 9, in Call of Duty Black Ops 2,
Number 9, Call of Duty Black Ops 2. What we got in here? What's the hardest decision in this one?
killing the bad guy or killing your ally. Bars. The campaign to Call of Duty Black Ops 2 remains one of the most unique in the entire series. Instead of just being a linear series of levels with minimal interactive elements, which honestly sounds like some pretty deep shade thrown at the other Call of Duty games, but no, it's just that Black Ops 2 really stands out. And the reason why is this game gives you a lot of choices that, I mean, they can have major consequences down the line. The only other time the series has really dabbled in player choice was the recent Cold War, and it's still a lot more limited than Black Ops 2. The game just loves throwing these really nerve-wracking choices at you, but the one that's the hardest is near the end of the game, when you're playing as Farad, who's infiltrated the bad guy's organization.
There's a traitor in our midst. But how? Who? It matters not.
During this mission, they managed to shoot down a helicopter containing Harper, the number 2 guy in the game, played by the always awesome Michael Rooker.
Michael Rooker is also from The Walking Dead. All right. That was Daryl's brother. I forgot his name though. But yeah, Walking Dead. Shout out.
The mastermind, Menendez, starts questioning your loyalty before giving you a gun and ordering you to kill Harper, which leads to the decision: do you take your shot at Menendez or kill Harper to keep up your cover?
Show your loyalty by following my orders, buddy. Do it! Do the job. Now, buddy! Do it, man! Come on! You
It's a
Yikes. So based on that, what would you have done? Would you have shot your ally or would you have shot your enemy? In the video game, Call of Duty Black Ops 2, that decision, I've never played that. I never played that. I don't know what I would have did. I wonder if you have a time limit on if you can choose one or the other. I wonder if there's a time limit on there.
pretty cruel decision that it's possible for it to be negative or positive both ways, especially knowing that the game could throw unexpected consequences at you because of your actions. By that point, you're used to it. So it's plausible to assume that trying to kill the bad guy might be the better choice. Of course, we know that it isn't. If you try to shoot the boss man, it doesn't work and Farrah dies, and then Harper manages to escape. Might seem like a good outcome, but you lose an important asset in the enemy's organization, which all but ruins your chances of getting the good ending. It sucks that you gotta kill Michael Rooker, because as previously stated, he's awesome. But hey, he usually dies in everything anyway, so I guess that's how that goes. He's not blue in this one, at least. And number 8 is Kill.
Yeah. Guardians of the Galaxy. That's what he's into, Guardians of the Galaxy. Michael Rooker.
Kill the drug dealer in Heavy Rain.
Number 8.
Listen, it's very easy to laugh at some of the more ridiculous parts of Heavy Rain these days. And
Heavy Rain. Heavy Rain was a great game. One of the few decision-based games that started it all, really. Got really hooked into it. Heavy Rain is good. If you haven't played Heavy Rain, suggest you play some Heavy Rain.
I'm still confused as to why there is a Fallout 4 mod where you can press X to Sean anywhere, but not a Heavy Rain one. I mean, it's out on PC. Why doesn't that exist? If it does, I can't find it. Anyways, some of the most tense parts of Heavy Rain are areas where you cannot press X to Sean, particularly during the trials Ethan Mars is forced to participate in by the Origami Killer. If he doesn't do them, then a clue to find his son is lost forever, and that's the main plot of the game. His son is Sean, and Ethan had Sean taken away by this crazy man who's forcing him to prove just how much he'll sacrifice to save his own son.
Right.
Are you prepared to suffer to save your son? You have 5 minutes to cut off the last section of one of your fingers in front of the camera.
Which, as you know, makes the rain very heavy.
Right.
I'm sorry. I'll take the game seriously. It's a serious game, and frankly, most of it is incredibly heavy. No pun intended. Ethan suffers a ton, but this was probably the worst. Instead of being forced to inflict harm on himself, in his 4th trial, Ethan has to take a human life. In another game, maybe that wouldn't be a big deal, but Ethan's just like a dude. He's never killed anybody, and doing this turns him into a murderer. And it wouldn't be so bad if the guy turned out to just beat some lowlife, you know? And at first, that's pretty much what he seems like he is. But after a ludicrous shootout in the man's apartment...
Yeah.
Stop moving!
Classic. Oh. He got him. Oh, man, this game is so cool.
apartment.
Stop moving!
Oh, yeah.
You find his kid's room where he begs you to spare him. It is a pretty excruciating scene, especially during the first playthrough where you don't know if sparing the guy is going to doom Ethan's kid or not.
Please. Please don't kill me, man.
Hey, spare him after he shot at you, or do what you gotta do because your son is on the line. Oh, decision-based games are the best.
I got children.
It is actually possible to find the Origami Killer's hideout without all the clues, but if you only have 2 or 3 of them, it is kind of a bit of a guessing game.
Right.
And, you know, this is not a subtle game. Still manages to throw some really tough decisions at you. Not subtle ones, but, you know, picture this. Being able to press X to Sean while the man is begging for his life.
Please. Please don't shoot. No!
At number 7, killing your mom in Marvel's Guardians of
Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 7.
the Galaxy. Yeah, that's really something you actually have to do in a Guardians of the Galaxy game. You know, the goofy superheroes with the talking raccoon on the team. Well, now you got to deal with heart-wrenching emotional trauma between all those laughs. It might sound ridiculous, but it actually really works in a, shockingly heartbreaking and somber kind of way, which exists in a scene that up till this point hasn't really been taken much too seriously. The whole setup here is the introduction of the true bad guys of the game, the Universal Church of Truth, who abduct the Guardians and bring them to meet the Matriarch. All seems like things are going to stay kind of goofy. Nobody really takes
This game has some incredible designing. This game looks nice. Never played it, but it looks nice.
the number 2 guy of the church, a weird-looking dude named Raker, seriously, but all that changes when you actually meet the Matriarch. She says that she has the power to bring anyone who's gone back to life, which she calls the Promise, and demonstrates it on Peter Quill. You suddenly appear back at the farmhouse on the day of his mom's death, but instead of being killed by the invading aliens, Peter manages to fight them off and rescue his mom.
So many times.
So did I, Mom. So did I.
This game looks pretty clean. It's got some nice fluidness to it. But the decision to have to kill your mom is crazy. The decision to have to unalive your mom is crazy. I wouldn't even, I'm not gonna do that. Like, whatever the game says, like, that's just not something that you do in a game. That's crazy. Nah. Decision-based games they're tough. That's why this is the 10 hardest decision-based games forced on you. So kill your mom or not, don't do that. The game is crazy, bro. The game is crazy. That's a crazy decision.
At first, it seems like the Promise actually works, but it becomes obvious there's something very wrong with the whole thing. The
What?
only way, and in this case, I mean the literal only way to escape, is for you to point the gun at Peter's mom and shoot her, while she literally begs you to let her live. It's
No way. Game turns off. Turning the game off. Sorry. Thank you. No, thank you.
a legitimately heart-wrenching scene that I honestly did not believe would happen or could believe as I was seeing it. If you don't shoot her, and I'm guessing most people don't, she embraces you and you're trapped in the fantasy world forever, but if you do, you break free. In this case, it's not really a choice at all. You just get a bad ending if you don't actually shoot her, but it's tough. It feels really wrong. I mean, it's the guy's mom. At number 6 is Deciding Pascal's Fate.
Number 6, Deciding Pascal's Fate. Near Automata. Automata?
Near Automata. Near the end.
Automata. Near Automata.
Things get pretty dark, and that's saying a lot with Near Automata. There's a lot of bad stuff going down in this section of the game. But along the way, they throw this completely inconsequential choice at you. But one
that game
that
looks that game looks pretty clean.
players just agonized over. I'm talking about when
Oh, okay. The sword is floating behind her. Oh, this might be a nice little open world decision-based game.
A2 runs into Pascal, the leader of the friendly machines. The character's been nothing but helpful to you the entire game. And one of the actually few kind of happy parts of the story is when you go to their village and talk to all the harmless, friendly machines. Nobody goes unpunished in this world, though, however. So soon after rescuing them, you get a distress signal coming from the abandoned factory. Pascal gets you to help defend the machine children and the villagers from the machines attacking them. And you do manage to destroy all the attackers, but when you return, you find all the machine children dead. They all went mad and turned on each other. Pascal remains the only survivor, and having lost everything, asks you to either erase his memories or kill him.
I cannot live with this heartbreak inside me. I need you. I need you to delete my memories. And if not, then I need you to kill me.
You actually
Oh, you gotta kill you gotta unalive your robot friend. Oh man, that's crazy. After the robot has been helping you.
Actually have a third option on top of that. Just leave. But no option's exactly good. It's a tragic outcome no matter what you end up doing. To really add insult to the whole thing, if you do choose to wipe Pascal's memory, he returns to the village happy and ignorant and starts selling garbage, all the leftover parts of the dead villagers. It's really grim. But, you know, that's also Nier Automata for you. At number 5, your arm or the life of a party member, Lisa, the painful RPG.
Lisa, the painful RPG. I've never heard of this game. Have you heard of this game? Leave a comment. Tell me about your experience on Lisa.
One of the weirdest, cruelest RPGs I've ever seen, veers wildly between goofy humor, casual violence, and
Wait. Do you guys like RPG games? I'm like, I really don't like RPG games like this. It has to be more graphical, more three-dimensional. I can kind of move up and down, horizontal, vertically, horizontal, stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really like these kind of RPGs, but do you guys like them?
shocking brutality in a way few games have ever even tried. It's almost impossible to describe. It's such a weird game. You just have to play it to get it. The subtitle of Lisa, The Painful RPG. No, that wasn't just part of the sentence I said earlier, if you're not familiar with the game. That's the subtitle. And the game is actually all about causing pain. Not just emotional pain, either. The game often puts you in situations where you're given two options. Both of them are equally terrible. A lot of bloody barren situations here. One of the most shocking occurs in Area 2, where you're forced to make this impossible choice of either losing an arm or losing a party member. It's not a trick choice either. There's not a way out of it. You either lose an arm, which permanently weakens your character, or you lose a party member forever. They don't come back when they're dead either. In this game, dead is dead. So if you lose somebody, they're gone forever. That's it. You can either permanently make your main character much weaker or lose a party member. It's unforgiving no matter what you do. And unlike some other games like this, it does actually matter what happens. It's 100% possible to make the wrong choices and render the game unwinnable. Knowing that.
Now that is a good thing to hear. So the game's function, the game's mechanics is, if you make too many of the wrong decisions, you cannot win the game. Decision-based games like that, that's got to be a thrill, because you have to actually pay attention and immerse in the game enough to understand the flow of the game and where it's trying to go. That's a lot of lore. Those type of games where you make the wrong decisions and all of a sudden you can't win the game. So in Tomb Raider 1, I used my health packs towards the end, level 14 or level 15. And by the time I got to where I needed to get, I had so many traps and so much things to do that I needed that health. And I almost couldn't win if I didn't basically catch a break. Like, I was going to have to probably start all the way over because I didn't have enough health to get over a trap or to make the certain jump. So I was like, oh yeah. Ended up working out though. We did beat Tomb Raider 1 remastered on the PS5. Go check that out. But yeah, this game looks cool. I kind of like the mechanics of this game. Not the look of it and everything, but the decision part. I like that.
That makes this decision sound a lot harder, actually. Just the consequences alone make it incredibly brutal. Also, from an aesthetic point of view, one whole human looks better than 1.5 humans, right? And number 4, the ending of Walking.
Oh, Walking Dead Season 1. I can't believe this is number 4, but this is their list. So, number 4 for them. Okay. This should be higher than number 4 for me, though. Walking Dead was something else. Let's check this out.
Walking Dead Season 1. If you know anything about the first season of Telltale's The Walking Dead.
The Walking Dead Telltales. Hey, there go Rick. There go Rick. Ricky Rick.
You know about the tearjerker of an ending. At the end of the previous episode, Lee gets bit, and in this world, that means you're toast.
When Lee got bit, I was done, y'all. I was done when Lee got bit. Couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. Man, this game is something else. We ended up finishing the entire game, beat the entire game. What a roller coaster. And there's still Walking Dead stuff out there. You got, I think it's Dead City, and then Rick and Michonne, The Ones Who Live. If they can make another another Walking Dead Telltales, that'd be cool. If they can do another one based on something like that, maybe one of those. Negan and Maggie, Dead City. I think there's new episodes of that coming out too.
At the start of the episode, you get the option to cut off Lee's arm to stop the spread of the infection, but even if you do it, it doesn't work. At best, just slows it down.
I'll go as fast as I can.
And blood flows pretty fast, 45 seconds to a minute. So, I mean, if you get something in your blood, it pretty much circulates your entire body immediately. So the whole end of the game is basically about getting Clementine, Lee's surrogate daughter, to safety before he succumbs to the zombie.
Young Clementine, young Clem in the building. Oh, she had to be strong, man. She had to be strong. I love me some Clem. She's cool. AJ and Clem.
Zombie bite, and it all leads up to the heartbreaking conclusion where Lee and Clem are locked in a convenience store surrounded by zombies, and there's no options left. Lee's about to turn, so he handcuffs himself and tells Clem to either shoot him so he doesn't turn or run away and leave him for dead. It's a small choice because he's gonna die either way, but it's so hard to make because Lee has been the character you've been playing as the whole game, and the whole time you're trying to protect Clem from the horrors of this world, and she's forced to face it head on. Your final choice basically amounts to whether you want to harden her heart and not be afraid to kill, or keep her innocent for a little while longer. It's really emotional, and I know for a fact it has caused multiple full-grown men to cry like babies. It's one of these decisions that's minor, but it's just really hard to make because both options are terrible. Lee was a great character that people really grew to like, so obviously it's tough.
I'll miss you.
Me too.
My guy Lee. My guy Lee.
And number 3 is Baldur's Gate 2.
Number three, Baldur's Gate. What do you say? I'm sorry that played twice. I'm sorry that played twice.
And number 3 is Baldur's.
The fact that he went from that into Baldur's Gate 2, that man has a good flow of energy. All right, Baldur's Gate 2. Let's check it out, y'all. Let's check it out. I've never played it or heard of this game. What is it about?
Baldur's Gate 2, The Trial of Selfishness. Like a lot of video game sequels, this is the one where the series gets dark. There's no end of difficult choices to make in this game, but they save the worst for last. Literally right before the final boss, you're forced to face 5 trials. The boss hides behind this big door that needs 5 tiers, which can only be obtained by completing 5 trials of hell. In most games, this would be pretty straightforward. Do some platforming, maybe a little combat. But in this game, they throw a bunch of nasty decisions at you. Now, I'm talking about the kind that gives you permanent stat losses, and this is before the final boss when you're wanting to be in top shape. Worst of them is, of course, the Trial of Selfishness. In it, a demon takes away a party member and offers you 2 doors. If you go through the one on the right, the party member is permanently killed. If you go through the door on the left, you permanently lose max HP, a point of dexterity, and a lot of experience.
Know you, child, that there is a tier of ball in this place before us. Yet there are 2 paths that lead to it. 2 doors, 2 paths.
All right, this sounds crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip that. It just sounds crazy. I'm not trying to hear this. I ain't trying to have nothing get on me.
Message.
But that right there, not that it will get on me, but I'm just saying, I'm not trying to hear all that.
situation either way. But to open that final door and beat the game, you have to do it. Now, what's particularly nasty about this one is it's Baldur's Gate. All the party members are fully fleshed out characters you've been using for dozens of hours at this point, so losing one is a massive loss. And also, weakening yourself is not a good option. To make matters worse, if you don't want to lose stats and you don't care about the party member who's killed, you choose the right door and your alignment automatically changes to neutral evil. So if you're trying to play as a good guy, the second you make that choice, every good thing you've done, it's out the window. Doesn't matter. It's such a nasty thing to pull on the player, but at least it's, I guess, right before the end of the game. But also, it's at the final boss, which, And number 2 is Killer Spare in Ghost of Tsushima. It seems like everything's pretty much wrapped up at this point. The leader of the Mongols invading the island is dead, so all's well that ends well, right? Well, no. There's still a final mission in the game. Lord Shimura.
You have to fight your uncle. You have to fight your uncle. And you have to do what it is you want to do in this game. This is a good game. I never played it, but I did watch this game. So if you haven't seen this game played, or if you want to play this game, you should go play it.
Shimura, your uncle and ruler of the island, meets you one last time at the old sparring circle. Even though you drove the Mongols from the island, Lord Shimura is still stuck in the old ways and believes you've dishonored your name and the family's name by your actions. So you duel him one last time, and once you beat him, you're given a choice. Either kill him and give him an honorable death, which he wants, or let him live on in dishonor. It's up to you. Tough part about deciding what kind of person Jin ultimately will be. Will he respect the wishes of his father figure, or will he embrace being the ghost? Some people hate Shimura for his hypocrisy, while others are at least sympathetic to him and his relationship with Jin. No matter how you feel about the character, though, this choice is presented in a way that gives people pause, no matter how they ultimately choose.
Right.
And finally, at number 1, the Vermeer mission from Mass Effect. So this is the choice everybody remembers from Mass Effect. At the end of the mission of
Have you guys played Mass Effect? And if you have, let us know your experience down below. I probably played the demo back in the day or whatever, but I never really got into it too deep. But let me know what you guys think about it. Let's check this out. It's number 1, so it's got to be crazy hard, right?
Vermeer, where you're blowing up Saren's lab, you hit a snag, and the only way to detonate the nuke is to leave somebody behind, which of course means permanently losing one of your 2 human party members, either Ashley or Caden. Not everybody loves both of these guys. They're pretty much universally considered the weakest party members, and the alien characters are just more interesting. But still, you're forced to make a choice to permanently lose a party member, and it's not like you have a lot at this point. There's 6 members total in the squad, and after this mission, you're down to 5.
I'm activating the bomb.
What the hell are you doing, Alenko?
I'm just making sure this bomb goes off, no matter what. It's done, Commander. Go get Williams and get the hell out of here.
Screw that. We can handle ourselves. Go back and get Alenko.
Williams, radio Joker and tell him to meet us on the AA tower.
Yes, Commander.
It's the right choice, and you know it, Ash.
Stay alive. I'll be coming to get you too, Caden.
I think we both know that's not gonna happen, Commander.
The sequels also put you in situations where you lose squad members, but this is the only game where you had to make the choice, one or the other. There's no getting around it. There's no making the right decision that makes them actually both survive. Someone's got to die. No matter what, you're stuck with a death here. After making this choice multiple times, I still actually struggle with it. It's not exactly the most organic choice, and again, neither of these 2 characters are my favorites, but it's still a really hard decision to make because, frankly, if I didn't know either of these people, but I just knew about them, it just conflicts with who Shepard is. Shepard is somebody who wants to save everybody. I mean, at least the way I play Shepard. I don't know, maybe there's a version of Shepard out there that is just a rat bastard. But my Shepard wants to save everybody, okay? It is actually easy to forget that's kind of the point of the Mass Effect games. But still. Got a bonus for you, though. Gotta wait for Shadow from Final Fantasy VI. This was excruciating. Like, Final Fantasy VI is an old game. Really, truly a phenomenal game, though, and this decision... It is actually easy to forget that's kind of the point of the Mass Effect games. And this decision is absolutely timeless. You either wait on the collapsing floating continent or abandon Shadow.
Final Fantasy, I don't really like Final Fantasy games. So let's see. Let's go ahead and skip this. I don't like Final Fantasy games. All right, you guys. That was 10 hardest decision video games forced on you. Those games were excellent choices. Shout out to the creator of this video. That's excellent, excellent work there. Excellent work there. We got some insight on some decision-based games. We kind of figured out what decision-based games we like, what decision-based games we want to see, the types of decision-based games that are out there, some of the tougher decisions in these decision-based games. And with all that, we got to play some games, y'all. We got to get into it. Welcome to Daniyelson Gaming. This is Meet the Gamer. This is reacting and commentary. Meet the Gamer with Daniyelson. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and go check out our gaming videos on our channel. Support, we appreciate it. As always, y'all, we will catch you in the next video. All right, peace.
Maybe I got